Good lord, that was a long movie. What's up, film fans, and welcome to MC on Film. I did take a couple of weeks off from reviewing movies, but I am back and I'm here to review Transformers: The Last Knight. So The Last Knight is the 5th film in the Transformers franchise, and to be honest, the Transformers franchise, I could really take it or leave it at this point, because number 1, loved it. Number 2 was crap. Number 3, liked it a lot. Number 4, fucking garbage. It was pilau. So going into number 5, I felt like it wasn't really a necessary film. I wasn't really looking forward to it. But come on, it's Michael Bay, it's Transformers. I had to go see it. But man, now I want those 2.5 hours of my life back. And yes, I said 2.5 hours. There is no reason why a Transformers film needs to be 2.5 hours long. It is absolutely ridiculous. So this movie is about, you know what? It doesn't really matter, because who gives a shit? It's a movie about robots fighting robots. And that's the main problem with the film, because the film seems to think that the audience really gives a shit about these robots and their backstories. We're given this whole confusing, convoluted backstory about the Transformers and how they're tied in with Merlin and King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and it all culminates in the search for their secret weapon. It seems like they pull out a new secret weapon out of their ass every single Transformers movie, one more powerful than the previous one. So it's just unnecessary. The movie is super bloated, and the story, oh my god, it just goes nowhere and fast. There's no explanation why Autobots, Decepticons, they're popping in and out of each scene seemingly out of nowhere, and how did they get there and how did they get there? That's never explained. I couldn't even tell who were the Decepticons, who were the Autobots, when they were fighting each other. I had no idea who was fighting who, which one was the bad guy, which one was the good guy. You couldn't even tell. It's a whole big CGI barfest. So the direction, it was horrible, and I hate to say that because I am a huge Michael Bay fan, and Michael Bay has said that this was his last Transformers movie, and I really hope to God that he sticks to his guns, because at this point he is just biting his own work. All of the action scenes in this film, they all were comprised of shots that I've seen in his previous movies, and even in his previous Transformers movies. That shot of them sliding down the building, I already saw it in Transformers number 3. That shot of them doing that, I already saw it in that movie. So he's come to a point where he can't bring anything original to his own series. So it's time for him to just bow out and do something else. I mean, this guy has done The Rock, he's done Armageddon, he's done Bad Boys 1 and 2, and just last year he did a great film called 13 Hours, which I really loved, and it was even in my top 10 list for the year. So he is capable of great entertaining work. But the Transformers movies are not it. The Last Knight is boring as hell. It's excruciatingly painful to watch. I couldn't wait for the movie to end, and it took forever for it to end. I'm watching each action scene as one follows the other, and I'm thinking, is this the last action scene? Is this the last action scene? And it just went on and on like that, and resulting in a 2.5 hour runtime. And the story is really bloated and overly long because of all these extraneous characters and side stories. They brought John Turturro back for whatever reason. He's absolutely useless. They have Anthony Hopkins in there. He's absolutely useless. They had this little girl who becomes Mark Wahlberg's sidekick. She's useless. They have ghetto Angelina Jolie. She's useless. And they even have a little ghetto BB-8, little droid. He's useless as well. So all of these characters, they bring nothing to the plot, nothing to the movie. I couldn't care less about any of them. And oh god, the story just, it makes itself seem so important when it's not. There was a scene in the middle of the film where Anthony Hopkins is explaining the whole backstory of these Transformers. At that point, I have already given up. I had to go take a piss. I walked out of the theater, went to the bathroom, took my sweet ass time, mind you. And this is something I never ever do. I hold my pee until the very end of the movie, because I need to see the entire film. But in this film, I really didn't give a shit anymore. So halfway through, I had to go take a piss. I went to the bathroom, took my time, came back, and Anthony Hopkins was still talking. I'm like, dude, how much exposition is necessary in this scene? So that kind of gives you an idea of the bloatedness of this movie. And oh my god, the humor. I don't even know who the humor is geared towards this movie, as in all the Transformers movies. It's just so juvenile. It's just horrible. It's like jokes that are meant to be funny for kids. and yet the content of these jokes are more adult oriented, so there's no way kids will understand them anyway. So I kind of have a feeling that these jokes are geared toward like college potheads who like will just laugh at anything. And the jokes are just ridiculous, they don't work, the humor is terrible. You know what? I'm not gonna waste my time anymore on reviewing this movie. Transformers: The Last Knight. I hope this is the end of the franchise. It's boring, it's overly long, it's painful to watch. Michael Bay can do much better than this. Mark Wahlberg can do much better than this. It would be a saving grace if the robot fighting was actually fun to watch, but in this one, like I said, the action scenes are all copied bits and pieces from other movies and from Michael Bay's old movies, in fact. So there's absolutely no value in watching this film. I give it a fat 2 out of 10. Thank you everyone for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up and like my video. And if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to click on subscribe right there so you don't miss any more of my future videos. Thanks.